Next is the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. In case of tetrahedral complexes, the coordination number of compound, that is 4. In this complex, central metal ion is at the center of the cube, and the 4 ligand that can occupy the 4 corner of the cubes. So in tetrahedral arrangement, the 4 ligand surrounding a metal ion may be visualized by placing on the 4 of the 8 corner of the cube. So these are the 4 corner of the cube, and this cube having total 8 corners. It is also clear from this picture that the repulsive forces exerted by the ligand will be strongest or maximum in between the direction of x by z. So in this case, the ligand can approach from these 4 ends, and these are lying in between the x, y and z axis. So in this picture, it is also clear that the point x, y and z are lying toward the center of the face of the cubes. These are lying center of the face of the cube. So we already learned in case of octahedral field, the orbital dxy, dyz and dzx lying along the xyz axis, that is toward the center of the edge of the cube, whereas the orbital dx square, y square and dz square lying along the x, y and z axis, that is the toward the center of the face. So it is also very much clear in case of tetrahedral field, none of the d orbital point exactly toward the ligand, and therefore smaller splitting of the energy will be take place as compared to the octahedral field. In this case, 3 orbitals, that is dxy, dyz and dzx, point close to a direction in which the ligand are approaching, while the 2 orbitals, that is dx square, y square and dz square, lies in between the ligands. Therefore, the energy of the 3 orbital will be raised, while the energy of the 2 orbital will be lowered. Thus, in presence of tetrahedral field, the splitting of the d orbital take place in the 2 bays. So these 2 pictures again very much clear. In case of octahedral field, the central metal line that is lying in the center, and the 6 ligand, they are lying toward the face of the cube, while in case of tetrahedral field, the central metal line that is lying in the center of the cube, and the 4 ligand that is lying on the 4 corner of the cube. So in case of tetrahedral complexes, the dxz and dxy orbital behave same as dyz, and dx square y square behave the same way as dz square. The resulting d orbital splitting diagram for tetrahedral coordination is just inverse diagram of the octahedral coordination. In case of tetrahedral complexes, the diagram that is the inverse of the diagram of the octahedral coordination. So in this case, two orbital dz square and dx square y square become stable and their energy are lowered, and these are designated as E orbitals, while the three orbital, that is dxy, dxz and dyz orbital become unstable and their energy is raised, and these are designated as T2 orbitals. The energy difference between these T2 and E orbital is called tetrahedral splitting energy, and it is denoted by delta T. Another point of distinction between splitting of d orbitals in case of tetrahedral and octahedral field is that in this case the G term is not used along with T2 and E. So with the case of these two orbitals, the term E is used instead of Eg, and similarly with these three orbitals, the term T2 will be used instead of T2G. This is because in case of tetrahedral geometry, it has no centrosymmetry, so the symbol G and U have a relevance only for the field which have a centrosymmetry such as octahedral field. This diagram will showing the splitting in case of tetrahedral complexes. So at this stage, all the d orbital having same energy, and in this case the central metal line that is lying in the free state. As the ligand start approaching the central metal line after the complex formation, the energy of this d orbital will start increasing, and this stage the ligand will having the spherical field around the central metal ions. So again the d orbital are degenerate at this stage 2, and finally as the ligand will approach the central metal line and they will approach in between the three axes, that is x, y and z. So the energy of these three orbital that will be raised, and the same time the energy of these two orbital that is lying along the axis will be decrease. So the magnitude of crystal field splitting between these two orbital, that is T2 and E, is designated as delta T. This subscript T, it will indicate tetrahedral, and it is also measured in term of dq, that is equal to 10 dq. So here the energy of these two orbital will decrease by 6 dq, and it is also represented as 0.6 delta T. and same time the energy of these three orbital, it is raised by 4 dq, and it is also represented by 0.4 delta T. So this diagram will showing the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. So there are some points which we have to remember in case of tetrahedral complexes. In this case, the crystal field stabilization energy is calculated as the same base calculated in case of octahedral crystal field stabilization energy. The method will be same. The magnitude of the tetrahedral splitting energy is only 4 by 9 of the octahedral splittings. So in this case, delta T, that is equal to 4 by 9 of delta O. Here delta T is the crystal field splitting in case of tetrahedral complexes, and delta O, that is the crystal field splitting in case of octahedral complexes. Then next point, as a result of relatively small size of the tetrahedral splitting energy, there is no low spin tetrahedral complexes. So this is the another point which you have to remember. And the last point, it is always more energetically favorable to put an electron into a T2 orbital rather than pairing the electron in E orbital. So these are the main point which you have to keep in mind in case of tetrahedral complexes. Then reason for the smaller value of crystal field splitting in case of tetrahedral complexes. The smaller value of delta T as compared to delta O is due to these two reasons. In case of tetrahedral complexes, there is only 4 ligand as compared to the 6 ligand in case of octahedral complexes. Therefore, crystal field splitting will be 2 by 3, the magnitude of the crystal field splitting in octahedral field. Then the direction of the orbital in tetrahedral complexes does not coincide with the direction of the ligand. This is quite unlike the octahedral arrangement. This effect further reduces the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral by 2 by 3. So these two combined value, they are corresponding to 4 by 9s. So in case of tetrahedral complexes, the value of delta T, that is 4 by 9 as compared to the delta O value in case of octahedral complexes. So this diagram will showing crystal field splitting in case of octahedral and tetrahedral field. This tetrahedral field, it will having almost diagram that is reverse of the octahedral field, and it is also clear the value of delta T, that is also smaller as comparison to delta O. Let us calculate crystal field stabilization energy in case of tetrahedral field. In case of tetrahedral complexes, the average energy of the d orbital does not change. Therefore, in terms of 10 dq, the energy of each e orbital that is lowered by 6 dq, and energy of the T2 orbital that is raised by 4 dq. So let us calculate crystal field stabilization energy in case of D1 and D2 system. In case of D1 system, the single electron that will occupy an e orbital that will having the lower energy, and the energy that is corresponding to minus 6 dq. So crystal field stabilization energy that is calculated as the number of electron that is 1, so it is 1 into minus 6 dq, so it is equal to minus 6 dq. So in case of D1 system, the complex is said to be stabilized to the extent of minus 6 dq or 0.6 delta T crystal field stabilization energy. Similarly, in case of D2 system, both these two electrons, it will occupy these lower e orbitals which has an energy of minus 6. So the number of the electron that is 2, so it is 2 into minus 6, so it is equal to minus 12 dq. So this complex is said to be stabilized to the extent of minus 12 dq or minus 0.12 delta T crystal field stabilization energies. Then case of the D3 and D4 system. In case of D3 system, the two electron that will occupy the lower energy e orbital that will having energy minus 6 dq, and third electron that will occupy higher energy T2 orbital. So crystal field stabilization energy for D3 system that is calculated as 2 electron that is in e orbital, it is multiplied with minus 6 dq, and 1 electron that is in higher orbitals and it is multiplied with 4 dq, so it is equal to minus 8 dq. Similarly, in case of D4 system, the 2 electron that will occupy the lower energy e orbital and 2 electron that will occupy the higher energy T2 orbital. So crystal field stabilization energy in this case is calculated as 2 into minus 6 dq plus 2 into 4 dq, so it is equal to minus 4 dq. So it is the crystal field stabilization energy in case of D3 and D4 systems. Then case of the D5 system, in this case 2 electron will occupy lower energy e orbital and 3 electron will occupy higher energy T2 orbital, and the crystal field stabilization energy in this case that is 0. D6 system, 3 electron will occupy lower energy e orbital and here pairing will occur, and 3 electron that will occupy higher energy T2 orbital, and in this case crystal field stabilization energy that is equal to minus 6 dq. Then D7 system, 4 electron will occupy e orbital and 3 orbital occupy higher energy T2 orbital. Crystal field stabilization energy that is equal to minus 12 dq in this case. Then D8 system, in this case 4 electron will occupy lower energy e orbital and 4 electron that will occupy higher energy T2 orbital, and crystal field stabilization energy in this case is equal to minus 8 dq. Then D9 system having 4 electron in E orbital and 5 electron in T2 orbital, having crystal field stabilization energy that is equal to -4 dq. Then D10 system having 4 electron in E orbital and 6 electron in T2 orbital, crystal field stabilization energy in this case that is equal to 0. In case of tetrahedral field, the magnitude of the crystal field splitting energy, that is delta T, is quite small and is always less than that of pairing energy P. Therefore, in case of tetrahedral complexes, only high spin complexes are formed. In actual practice, tetrahedral complexes with low spin are not known to exist. So it is all about the crystal field stabilization energy in case of tetrahedral complexes.